What's going on, guys? So there's a new Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy crossover or collaboration. If you don't know what Magic the Gathering is, same here, I'm not too familiar with this as well. Basically, this is just like a card game, like physical card game. I might look into this just because of collaboration, but this is huge. This is such a big thing for Square Enix, especially for the Final Fantasy franchise. I will go into this later on and discuss this further. But first, I think you guys want to know is the new Sephiroth design. So this collaboration, it involved a lot of illustrators, especially from Square Enix, that's done illustration and art pieces for the Final Fantasy franchise in the past. This includes like Yoshitaka Amano, Tetsuya Nomura, of course. I forgot the full name, but Kazuya, he done some art pieces for Final Fantasy 16, back when Final Fantasy 16 was coming out. And a bunch of other artists, amazing, phenomenal artists. And the art pieces, the art they made is absolutely incredible. Such as this one right here. So we got Sephiroth, as you can see right here, made by and drawn by Tetsuya Nomura. This is a better example right here. This is a better quality, and this is a full art piece. So if you don't know, there's a bunch of and different versions of Sephiroth or Sephiroth card piece for Magic the Gathering. So there's a ton of different cards for a ton of different Final Fantasy characters. Sephiroth has like, I think, multiple cards. So this is like combining all of them to make one single piece. So they're actually all connected. Tetsuya Nomura even goes like, if you get all of them and join together, you get this, the full image. And look at this, this is phenomenal. It has every single version of Sephiroth from, as you can tell, the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Trilogy version of Sephiroth. So you got teenage young Sephiroth from Final Fantasy 7 Ever Crisis, the mobile game. Of course, the original Sephiroth from Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth. Bizarro Sephiroth, which we just seen in Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. And look at who's this? Who's this spoiler right here? Safer-Sephiroth. Now, is this a telling or indication of what Safer-Sephiroth will look like for Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 3, the trilogy? And it looks like to be the case, because if you can see, every single one is from the 7 Remake Trilogy. Every single one of this right here. If we're going from this pattern, does that mean the Safer-Sephiroth design is also from the remake, not from the original? I do want to show this. This is funny. 1997. So this is Tetsuya Nomura over 20 years ago. Look how his art and his art style has developed and evolved over time. That's insane. I do kind of miss this. This looks like more like Tales series. So again, because of this Safer-Sephiroth, it caused a discussion like, who is this? So Nomura comments on this, and no surprise, no shock, he's very cryptic about this. So this time around, I drew Sephiroth on both the front and the back sides of the card. I actually drew them so that they would join up if you place one on top of the other. So if you manage to get two of the same card and line them up, you see how original the illustration looked. There's also a reason that the design for Safer-Sephiroth is different from the original game. But unfortunately, I can't share more about that. Okay, Nomura, what are you teasing? What are you trying to hint here? What are you trying to imply? And I do want to show this. This is the sketch that he drew. Look how impeccable this is, man. Bro, this costs, each one right here, probably costs like 1,000. Knowing Nomura's like recognition and his status. There's some expensive sketches. I love seeing stuff like this, like the behind the scenes and the early sketches, like concept art. I find it hilarious that this is such a blurry image. It's like Nomura purposely like swiveled, moving side to side to get some motion blur so it's not too spoilery or something. Either that or Nomura just like couldn't be arsed and did a quick picture. Let's actually go back to the Safer-Sephiroth art piece that was made by Nomura. Now, this is clearly remake. It has to be. From what Nomura has said, it's teasing remake. Now, this couldn't or could not be the final design. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, because at the end of the day, I believe that the model and the design choice for Safer-Sephiroth is done, is complete. Because knowing how like far off or far into development they are for Part 3 of the remake, I wouldn't be surprised, because at the finale of Part 3, they probably made it, already envisioned it, drawn it out, planned it. So his design is probably finalized. Let's actually compare though. Let's compare. Let's see if it's actually the same or not. This is the best image I could find for the original Final Fantasy 7 PS1. So this is how he looked originally. Safer-Sephiroth looked like this. He looks like a goose or a swan. He looks super angelic, as he should be. I think it's meant to represent an angel, as with most Final Fantasy bosses now that I think about it. But look, one arm, the right arm is actually a wing. It's infused or embedded within the wing. He has 0 legs, so it looks like he only has 1 limb. He has a bunch of wings as legs. He's basically floating. In comparison, look at this. He has 2 arms, so his right arm is actually not inside the wing. Instead, the wing is like a shoulder guard, a pauldron. I was thinking, I was looking at this, I was like, there's an eye here. Some people are saying this looks like Xehanort's Keyblade, the eyeball. But that eye is actually intact from the original. Like, you can see it right here. It existed. So the 2 arms is new, which I like. I actually prefer. I feel like he's going to be more offensive in the Remake Trilogy now. Now he has 2 arms. He's going to be swinging both arms maybe, I don't know. The halo around him, exact same. Yes, it's the exact same halo. It looks actually bigger in the original. Oh wait, that's the first part. Okay, yeah, you can see there's 2 halos. As you can see, there's one right here and another one right behind it. There's 2 halos. You get a hint of the second halo right behind the first. And from the original, the cloud is combined with the halo. You can see right there. Unfortunately, we can't see the legs. Even in the full design, you can't see the legs. However, wait, you can see the wings. Yeah, look, you can see the wings coming down. Oh, okay. So it is there. The wings are there. They didn't take them out. My question is, I thought maybe they might go for the legs. You know, the Final Fantasy 7 NT or Final Fantasy Dissidia NT. So this one is the Safer-Sephiroth from Dissidia NT. And look, he has legs. Makes a lot of sense because Dissidia NT is like, you know, a battle fighting game. So it would be odd for him to have a bunch of wings coming down. It would be too distracting. It would be hard to balance. Some people love this, some people hate it. For me, I freaking love this. I would hope for this to be the final design. Look at his arm. So it looks like the remake actually took inspiration from this version. Instead of the arm being infused with the wing, it's separate. But this looks badass. His right arm is actually in armor. It's cladded in armor. His halo, I'm not sure about though. It's not gold. It's not simple either. It looks more complicated. It looks like he came straight out of Final Fantasy 13 here. His sword looks badass, his Masamune. But as you can tell, it doesn't look like there's limbs or there's legs anyways. Unless it's hiding. It could be hiding behind the wings. Who knows? But at the end of the day, the wings are there. They didn't forget. They didn't take it out. I don't mind it. Though, I freaking adore this design. More than likely, they're sticking to this. You know, they're sticking to the original. Just the arm is going to be changed. Yeah, look at this, man. This guy is glorious looking right here. Majestic. Look at his hair. His hair is flying. His hair is herring or whatever. Look at the volume. The L'Oreal advert makes a lot of sense now. So let me know what you guys think about this design in particular. Whether you like this or not. Do you think they're going to change anything like huge? Because right now I can't see any more difference really. He looks mainly intact in terms of the design. I think his hair is a bit changed. It looks like it's actually slicked back. Even Dissidia is fully slicked back. Yeah, fully slicked back. With this, you can see he has a bit of bangs coming down, which is like his signature look. So I don't mind either one, but it would have been somewhat cool to have it all the way back at the same time. I don't know, I like both. Even the Final Fantasy 7 Twitter account, the official Twitter account, even goes unveiling a brand new illustration reflecting Sephiroth's journey in Final Fantasy 7. With comments from illustrator Tetsuya Nomura. If the official Twitter account of FF7 is tweeting this, it must be a sign to what's to come. Let's actually read this, in fact. Flying Supernova. As this creature transforms into Sephiroth, one-winged angel, you get an emblem with the whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses a life or 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards. Seems broken as it should be. Legendary creature Angel Nightmare Avatar. Sephiroth one-winged angel. So does that mean they're gonna change the name? It's no longer going to be Safer-Sephiroth. I think the name's going to be One-Winged Angel from now on for the remake part 3. Can't really tell any other secrets I can gain from this. Yeah, even the original is kind of similar. Human, fabled soldier. That's a badass tagline. Yeah, I love the design. I like the 2 arms. I prefer that than 1 arm and other arm fused with the wing. I think that's a bit goofy now that I'm thinking about it. Back then it's fine, but I think now people be like, this is a bit goofy. Just to show you guys other illustrations from this collaboration event with Final Fantasy 7, but Final Fantasy and Magic the Gathering. So we got Noctis, one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters. Freaking love Noctis. We even get a fishing art piece. Look how clean that is. Oh my days. I wish we got like illustration names. I think this might be it. Kato maybe? We also got Sid, Arden from Final Fantasy 15 as well. One of the best villains in the Final Fantasy franchise. Jill Rorik from Final Fantasy 16. Look how beautiful she looks. Glamorous. Look at this. She's just killing it right here. Who's illustration? So Arif Wijaya. He or she also did Kefka from Final Fantasy 6. Bro, this is badass. I've not played this, but I know he does something with like poisoning the water. Is this him poisoning it? Look at him laughing. Absolute sinister. What a jester. This is such amazing. This is wallpaper worthy. Straight up aura. Credit to his artist. So amazing. We got Clive Rossfield, one of the best design for protagonists in my opinion. And this is illustrator himself. So Joshua Raphael. Another illustration I really love was shown for Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy crossover, and it's my favorite Final Fantasy character, Clive Rosby from FF16. Look, the reflection is young Clive. I've seen this before. It looks so good, so creative. I love this creative design choice right here. Younger Clive through the reflection, older Clive. So sick. He has one of the best design for Final Fantasy protagonist. We get Kuja as well from Final Fantasy 9. This is a game I'm waiting for the damn remake, the rumored remake. We also got, is that Vivi, the Black Mages? That's cool. This is Joshua Raphael. And even more from Final Fantasy 9. This is Kazuya Takahashi. So this is the one I mentioned before. I think he works for Square Enix to do some art pieces. Look at how absolutely expensive this looks. This looks like it costs an arm just to have this art piece. Look at the detailing. Oh my god. If I'm not wrong, he does the art and illustrations for Final Fantasy 12? Not 12, sorry. 14, the online game. It looks kind of similar to Nier. I don't know if it's the same artist, but absolutely phenomenal. Oh, this is a shock. Oh, hold on. So there's more Sephiroth. Like I said before, there's different Sephiroth cards out there, or units. Now look, Safer-Sephiroth here. His design is matching that of the original. This is illustrators outside Square Enix, or not Nomura. So this is 100% obviously replicating that from the original, unlike the Nomura version. And look, his arm fused with his wing. His hair is more slicked back. There's no bang. My guy is ripped though. He is buffed. My guys are units out here. Yep, 100% original. No legs, 0 legs. So this basically 100% confirms the Nomura ones is taking inspiration from the remake games that we have yet to see. While everything else that the other illustrators have done, copied that from the original PS1 version. This is hilarious. This is so funny. If you don't know about this, you're lacking elite ball knowledge. Zalmyra and Zalmyra. Look, there's a whole Twitter account dedicated to Zalmyra. This is fake, okay, calm down. I don't think this is canon. I don't think. There's no way this is an official art piece. Now, do you want to talk about this collaboration in general? So there's this amazing trailer, absolutely phenomenal trailer. I recommend you actually watching that. It makes you hyped. It makes you realize how much I love Final Fantasy as a whole. This collaboration is monumental because normally with collaboration with Final Fantasy franchise, it's normally with one particular in the series, you know, one installment. Most of the time it's FF7. I've seen a lot of FF9 here and there, even FF10, same 13, but we never see like the whole franchise, right? This is the first time from my memory in a very long time, if ever, where a collaboration is involving the whole catalog, the whole IP of Final Fantasy. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like they had FF1 characters as well. From FF1 all the way to FF16. Square has infamously been known to be super strict and super tight with their IP, especially Final Fantasy. They never let Final Fantasy be in any other product. Look at Astrobots, you know, every PlayStation game was there, but FF7 was missing. But now look at this. They just let the whole IP go, like, or be used. And I applaud them. Thank you, Square Enix. I've been asking Square Enix for a long time. They need to do better for marketing. Because right now, whether you like it or not, Final Fantasy is not as popular as back then. Like, I'm not even doing no discourse or hatred right or hating. I love Final Fantasy. I know this. I know that it's not popping off as it was before. Like, Final Fantasy used to be one of the best RPG, not just JRPG, one of the best RPG of all time. Now, it's kind of hard to say it's the best JRPG for a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of contention now. There's a lot of competition. Persona, Dragon Quest now is into the mix. You got Expedition 33 that came out of nowhere, brand new IP, and is killing it. And I don't think it's that Final Fantasy is falling off or the quality is dying. It's more that it's not getting to the gamers' hands or like broadening their audience or being appealing to like the general audience of gamers. My brother even mentioned it. He has a very good point. Final Fantasy is mainly made for Final Fantasy fans. For the most part, obviously there's a turn-based discussion and debate going on, as well as the time traveling stuff or shenanigans with the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Trilogy. But besides that, for the most part, it is targeted towards fans. And I think they should stick with that. They should stick with making Final Fantasy with the fans in mind. But they need to do the marketing and like get these IPs to the general audience, to gamers that doesn't normally play Final Fantasy, or other RPG fans, like Witcher fans, Baldur's Gate fans, you know, get these games to them and make it appealing to them. So they need to broaden the audience. Because at the end of the day, a lot of fans for Final Fantasy, this is my personal opinion, 90% of them are like older, gloomy, like adults, and adults is not really what you should be striving for in the game industry, because at the end of the day, adults has, you know, less time to play games, they have families and responsibility, jobs, so there's so much more factors to get into that get in the way of becoming like hardcore gamers or fans. Not saying they never or they hate Final Fantasy or never gonna play Final Fantasy as an adult. I'm an adult myself and I still love and play Final Fantasy. But you have to look at like future-proofing the IP and looking for the future, looking how Final Fantasy is going to grow in the future. So you need these younger audience, like teenagers. Look at Persona. A large proportion of Persona fans are teenagers or younger, younger kids. Not saying no adults. There's a lot of adults who love Persona. I love Persona, but that's an IP that has captured and captivated a bunch of like age ranges. So we need Final Fantasy to do that. We need to get these games into the younger audience. So like in 10 years time, it's not going to be the old heads always talking about it. It should be by then the 20-year-olds, the adults talking about it. That's what I believe anyway. I know this is a kind of like off topic, but marketing strategy from SQURE-ENIX has been lackluster, especially for Final Fantasy. And a lot of it is because they're tight with and very strict with the Final Fantasy franchise. They're not lenient enough. Look at Astrobot. Thankfully, it looks at the teasing. So you can find an interview. Looks like they're teasing like a Final Fantasy DLC of some kind or involvement with FF7 in particular, maybe. This is not confirmed or deconfirmed, but it's hinted by the devs. And another one, let me show you this. So this is from Hamaguchi, the director of Final Fantasy 7 Remake Trilogy. I have high hopes that we build a strong partnership between Nintendo and Final Fantasy brands. This is just confirmation right here. It looks like SQURE-ENIX is really trying to broaden and branch out the Final Fantasy IP and franchise to a bunch of other, non-Final Fantasy products. So we had Magic the Gathering, hopefully Astrobot sometime soon. Nintendo Switch, especially Switch 2, looks like a very appealing thing for SQURE-ENIX, especially for marketing and it's building the relationship. And this is such good news because it looks like, again, SQURE-ENIX is trying to finally be open to collaboration and partnerships. So outside of Magic the Gathering, what other games or media they could, cross-promote and cross-collaborate? Since we're on the topic of Nintendo, Smash Bros. We do have Cloud, Sephiroth, and Sora, and Hero in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And since Switch 2, more than likely, that has to happen, right? There's gonna be an upgrade version for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If not, a sequel or a new Super Smash Bros. Game for Switch 2 has to happen. One or the other, upgrade pack or sequel, right? It has to happen. There's no way they're gonna miss out on that. It's been a long time since we got any update for, Ultimate. So SQURE-ENIX should be jumping on that. They should be jumping with that collaboration. We've seen from the DLC trailers, right? All of the DLC trailers, absolutely incredible, right? But if you say top 5 DLC trailers for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sephiroth, Cloud, and Sora has to be there. Even maybe Hero. But like Sora and Sephiroth, I say Sephiroth and Cloud together because that trailer had both of them involved heavily. So that trailer, the Sephiroth and Cloud, as well as Sora, for most people is regarded as the best DLC trailer, if not one of some of the best trailers for the Smash Bros. Series. So it caused a lot of attention and eyes for this Final Fantasy, thanks to Smash Bros. Whether you like it or not, Smash Bros. Is like a huge marketing product. Not only is one of the best fighting games of all time, to me it's probably the best fighting games of all time, but it's also a good marketing strategy. Super Smash Bros. Has a different level of aura and motion. A lot of fighting games like Tekken, Street Fighter, they go to other collaboration and other products to do crossovers for. Like they go asking them. Smash Bros is so big and so huge, third party are asking Smash Bros to put their, characters in the game. Like I think Mortal Kombat wanted their characters in the game. I think Halo, Master Chief wanted, their devs wanted their characters in the game. So there's a lot of third party going to, Nintendo and bro, put us in. Unlike like Street Fighter and Tekken where they go to third party to ask for their permission. I'm not hating, but that just shows how huge Smash Bros is. And look at Smash Bros. Smash Bros is one of the highest selling games of all time on the Nintendo Switch 1, which is a huge feat because Switch 1 is one of the highest selling consoles of all time. It's number 1 US and number 2 worldwide, just behind PS2. So that's a huge feat. And without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, Smash Bros is probably going to be one of the highest selling games and biggest games on Switch 2. Even if they don't do an upgrade pack, 100%. I feel like they will. So SQURE-ENIX is probably going to jump on that as well. I believe that Cloud and Sora and maybe Sephiroth, they should be staple characters from this point onwards. I think every every Smash Bros game from now on needs to have those characters. Just like Sonic, I think Sonic should be a character that should be in every Smash Bros game from now on. Especially Sora. Sora came right at the end, so I feel like kind of bad. I feel like he should have like a second shot. This time, let's not do Kingdom Hearts 1. Let's do like Kingdom Hearts 2, 3. Or best case scenario 4, Kingdom Hearts 4 Sora for promotion. It's like Marth. Remember Marth from Melee? Nobody knew who he was. I didn't know who he was. I was a huge Nintendo fan. I'm still am. I played most Nintendo game, Metroid, Star Fox, of course Mario, Kirby, bunch of Nintendo games. I didn't even know who this Marth anime looking ass character it is. Fire Emblem has a huge audience now, a huge fan base, and it could be thanks to Smash Bros. All the crossovers, you know, get Teeth and Tekken. It has to happen, come on. What other? Oh yeah, Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart world. Square Enix has Chocobo Racing. Can we get like a Chocobo Racing carts or something, or some kind as a motorbike? That'd be mad cool. Or get like Final Fantasy cards like, you know, the Black Mage or Vivi in Mario Kart world. So he would fit so well in that universe. Let that happen, Square Enix, come on. There's a bunch of crossovers. Overall good news, I just want to talk about this. I think this is super significant and crucial play by Square Enix to do the Magic Gathering, the full list of Final Fantasy characters with that collaboration. We got this partnership, as Hamaguchi has said right here. Not to mention, I hope players are looking forward to the Final Fantasy 7 Remake series. Keyword here, series on Nintendo Switch 2. So not just remake. Hopefully we get Rebirth, potentially part 3 on the Switch 2. I'm telling you, Switch 2, everyone's gonna be jumping on this. A lot of these game companies are going to be jumping on this. They realize how successful Switch 1 was. And I think a lot of these game companies, these big game companies like Square Enix and probably like Capcom, they've been praying for Switch 2 with a strong hardware. They're like, finally, a strong hardware where we can actually put our games on it now. Finally. Switch 2 with a stronger system. Like, yeah, we're jumping on. We're going to be the first to do it. That's what they should be thinking anyway. I think Square Enix is doing that. But that's it. I just want to discuss this. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I want to see your thoughts, your opinion about the whole Safer-Sephiroth design, the Magic Gathering collaboration. I might jump into that. Let me know if that's a good game. I don't know if that's a good game. And what do you think about the marketing stuff that Square Enix is trying to do? I think they have said this, by the way, they said this many times, where they're trying to broaden and get to bigger reach. And that's what they're going to aim towards. And this is one. I'm guessing this is one of their plays. Let me know what you think about that. I'm still praying, hoping for some anime. We've seen DMC, you know, we've seen a lot of these movies, anime movies that these other game companies are doing, and it's been super successful. So hopefully Square Enix do that with, you know, Final Fantasy and maybe Kingdom Hearts. Bring that cancelled Kingdom Hearts anime now. Come on, Square. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, catch you guys later. Bye.